What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live post Mother's Day on this Monday, the 15th of May, 2023, about 8:30 in the morning by the time you hear this. Let's take a look and see what the wonderful spring weather has brought us today. Nope, it's foggy and disgusting again because Beach Town. One day you will hear me say the weather's great and you'll be like, gasp. But as my broadcasting teacher once said, if you can't talk about anything else, you can always talk about the weather in broadcasting. So that's why I do, because I really have nothing else to talk about. Coffee. Yum. All right, it's Monday for most of us, which means it's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game freebies, sales, and I know you wait all week for this like I do. Bundles! If you like my singing voice, you know I sing all the time on my other channel on my Minecraft playthroughs. So you could hear me sing every day if you subscribe to my Minecraft channel. All right, so this is our usual Monday warning that we give every Monday, bright and early, to make sure that you are all safe and sound. One, these are all PDFs and digital magic unless I specifically say otherwise. So no, you will not be receiving the figure for the Demogorgon simply because you downloaded the PDF of the free copy of the Dungeons & Dragons Stranger Things. I did take a chance to read it, but unfortunately it doesn't include the adventure. So I can't really tell you how different it is or if it's actually specific to Stranger Things. It's just basically the normal D&D player's handbook stuff, just with names changed and art changed. Otherwise, I don't see it's really specific to that. I don't know why they had to call it, man, whatever. Merchandising. All right, so one, these are PDFs. Two, remember, these are all digital products. So before you download and open any of these, please check them for viruses, malwares, phishing, and all the other ways unscrupulous individuals out there can take advantage of you. And third and finally, in regards to the charity bundles, if there's a charity you want to donate money to, like, I don't know, me or Team Primetime or cancer research or whatever, maybe give the money directly to the charity instead of going through the bundle, especially with like the ones for like when we're trying to talk about like covering somebody's hospital bills. Maybe just give the money directly to his or her site instead of working through a third-party site, because, you know, does he ever see any of that? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not saying. I know I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. All right, so nothing really stands out this week. We have one or two that almost stands out, but not, I think, worth your time. But you tell me. Again, as always, I'm an idiot, so make up your own mind. If any of these sound like something you want to check out, 90% of these are going to be located in 1 to 3 places. 1, Drive-Thru RPG. 2, the DM's Guild or its subsidiaries like Storyteller Vault. Or 3, Humbel Bundle. All right, so first, free stuff this week. Should mention that if you have not gotten a copy of the Dungeons & Dragons, again, Stranger Things version box set they made, like, 3 years ago? That is available for free on the Hasbro site. No, it's on the Hasbro site, not the Wizards of the Coast site. So if you want to pick up that for free, there's that. We have another new OSR-style game from Andy McDermott called You Meet in a Tavern, because that's what we need, is a yet another OSR role-playing game, because there's not already like 600 trying to recapture the exact same thing. As much as I want to love and support the OSR and my part in it, it's getting a little redundant. And here's another one. We have one called Dwarves, Gnomes, and Halflings. This one comes from Lightweight Fantasy. And again, it's the same thing. It's an OSR-style role-playing game, but focusing more on gnomes, dwarves, and halflings instead of the normal stuff. So a lot more stuff like about non-combat, skill advancement, stuff like that. And here we have one called Pathwalker, 1 Core Rules. This one comes to us from no one. Didn't give his name. It is a system-neutral OSR-style game using a life path system for character creation and advancement. I love life paths. and backgrounds and stuff like that. So that might be interesting. And then we have Lost Roads of Lokium, Age of the Black Chimera. It's a 10-sided dice fantasy system that comes to us from no one. These people don't give our names anymore. Okay. Whatever. Jeremy Ribbon has given us the OSR Slayer, a character class made for OSR systems based upon OSR. About a character class that gets their weapon powers up by beating up bad guys. So a paladin. There's a new adventure for Delta Green. Oh, thank God, something that isn't OSR. This is called Azuna is Missing, which is a Delta Green adventure where it sends agents to find the daughter of a senator who has disappeared in Lincoln, Nebraska. Yeah. Okay, we've got a superhero character up, a free superhero character for Guardians, OSR, Icons, and Champions now. Okay, there's like 4 completely different systems. So, anyways, this is a character called Ink. It is a superhero. It is available on drive-through for free if you need a Champions NPC. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to pay, even though it's free, why get one when I can get like 20 or 30 that are also free? Somebody has done giant robot rules for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We have Elderith Oasis brings us Mech Finder, the universe of mech and magic, which is a Pathfinder 2nd Edition reskin featuring giant robots instead of the normal Pathfinder stuff. So, yay, giant robots. DM's Guild gives us a tavern card game to add more variety to downtime while your characters are sitting around the tavern. It's called Stakes, and it comes to us from Bess Klein. We have a new Domain of Dread over at DM's Guild called the Queen's Wood, featuring a Dark Lord Queen Narsicaa, inspired by the fairy tale Snow White, because most of the Domains of Dread should be inspired by fairy tales. I did one that was sort of inspired by Little Red Riding Hood. We have some stuff for Curse of Strahd and Ravenloft, I guess, extension. This is called Death House Tusky Bittelmeyer, Betimlemer, Beitelmeyer, from Mythical Merchant. And it's a translate of some stuff that was made in another language, specifically Turkish, into English for Domain of Dread / Ravenloft / Curse of Strahd. So if you'd like to see how some of the other parts of the world do D&D, here is a translation from Turkish into English called Death House Tuskaki, Turkce, Turkey Beitelmeiter. Turkey Beitelmeiter. So awesome. Gabriel Groves shows us some more custom classes and some Norse species for something called Formians, Cosmic Insectoid. This is the classic D&D insectoid race from previous edition, brought up to current 5e, Formians being an insect-like edition that showed up in previous editions of 5e D&D. We've got something called Zodiacians, the Zodiac Awaken, 12 subspecies for D&D based upon 12 Signs of the Zodiac. Again, this is available on DM's Guild for free. Got a werewolf, the apocalypse setting for us. This one is called Utopia, the Living Nightmare. It's a city setting dealing with Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary Edition and stuff that would happen in that world and expanding upon that world. So this individual, his name is Justin Bladesoul, is giving us a Werewolf the Apocalypse setting, which is considered by many, but not all, the best of all the settings that came out during the White Wolf Day. And then, of course, we end their list of freebies with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new subclasses, including the College of Punk Rock for the Bard. Pretty sure some of you already did that one, but whatever. As always, you can find these on DM's Guild or drive-through on the right-hand side. Usually, depending upon which way you're looking at your computer, you'll see a long yellow strip listing all the different publishers. that are available on the site. And at the very bottom, you will see free. Click that and it'll show you everything I just said. Moving on to sales. We have a sale for what of amongst other things? Mark Borg, 15 new adventures, rules, expansions, etc. This is on itch.io. It's from Gizmo. It's $8 for the bundle, and it features 15 new adventures, expansions, and stuff for Mork Borg, including more Mork Borg dog-based role-playing, because Bork Borg is the best name for a game I've heard in a long time. It's $8. Chaosium has once again selected a whole bunch of new entries from the Miskatonic repository community. This one is again based around New Orleans, Kenya, and the Regency era on the high seas. So we look like just a couple different settings, all exploring the vast world of Lovecraftian fun. So we've got Lovecraft on the high seas. We've got Lovecraft in 1898 Kenya, of all things. New Jazz Age New Orleans, which is a perfect setting for Miskatonic type stuff. And of course, the usual modern day and standard 1920 set. So this is $11 bundle. It's available on the Chaosium site, and it's from the Miskatonic repository. Said that right this time. We've got a bundle for CBR plus PMK. This is the Forged in the Dark Spiderpunk. I just made a new one. Cyberpunk role-playing game using Blades in the Dark, or Forged in the Dark, which is the engine for Blades in the Dark. But instead of, being a fantasy city, it's a science fiction city with all sorts of cyberpunky stuff. For a game that usually gets decent reviews, which is Blades in the Dark, which is still around. $20 is this bundle, and it includes, looks like at least 10 things. And then there's a separate bundle over on itch.io. This one has 1,900 free things. I cannot imagine there's 1,900 things that people have made for CBR PNK, but okay. And yeah, so okay. Trying to 1,900 free community copies. Oh, it's not that there's 1,900 products in the bundle. It's that there are 1,900 bundles available for free on itch.io for CBR PNK. But then it also lists a price of $20. So how can you have 1,900 free if it costs $20? Is it $20 for everybody after the 1,900 free ones are gone? How do I get a free one? What's the difference between the free one and the $20 one? Don't know. But it's itch.io, so we don't really deal with him anyway. We have some 2 bundles from Mothership. God, cannot talk this morning, guys. Sorry. Don't listen to me. Find somebody who's far more eloquent to listen to. Earl of Fife Games has released 2 bundles for Mothership. We have the 2023 Mothership Blue Collar Sci-Fi Bundle, which features rules, adventures, source books, expansions, locations, and more. This is available on drive-thru. And it is $40. $40 for Mothership Love. And then we have a second one called the 2023 Mothership Xeno Horror Bundle that seeks to expand the horror side of Mothership. This one is $50 because there's not enough horror in Mothership. These guys have made a brand new bundle of even more horrific things to throw into your Mothership campaign because, Geiger-esque body horror just isn't enough. Body hoarder, Spiderpunk. God, stop talking, OGGM. Just stop talking. And now the charity bundles. We have a charity bundle on itch.io for the earthquake relief program for the victims of the Turkey and Syria earthquake. This bundle has got over 200 video game, assets packs, tabletop RPGs, and more from a variety of independent creators. It's $10, and it goes to support victims of the Turkey and Syria earthquakes that have been happening recently. It's from Itch.io, $10, 200 games. It does say video games, so before you download and install any of these, check them for viruses. We have an Iron Kingdoms bundle from Privateer Press. This is the current version of Iron Kingdoms using the 5e rule set. Iron Kingdoms being one of the settings I think is much better and more appropriate for the 5e engine than the setting that Wizards of the Coast made, but that's just my personal opinion. So it looks like we've got everything that they have made so far for Iron Kingdoms 5th edition. It's $15. It's direct relief, which means 10% of the profits go to Privateer Press or something like that. Or you get to pick the charity. I don't know. It's magic. Don't listen to me. We've got a Shadowrun Battletech Traveler bundle. So did you know that before Shadowrun, before Battletech, before Star Trek, there was Traveler? And we have yet another bundle of Traveler thing. This is everything FASA ever released for Traveler. Redone, recopied, re-edited, made presentable, and available to you through a bundle for $10. So we've got at least 6 adventures, a whole bunch of maps, a bunch of other stuff, spaceships and things like that. So if you want to turn back the Wayback Machine all the way back to the late 70s and look at the other role-playing game that was making news that wasn't Dungeons & Dragons back then, here's a whole bunch of supplements and additions from FASA from the late 70s for Traveler. We have the Game Master's Apprentice Idea Generator cards from Nathan Rockward. That bundle is still available. It's direct relief. It's $8. You're giving this $8 for something that you could find for free online. Random generators of ideas. Someday I'll do a random generator for my little zine, and I'll only charge you $2 for it. We've got the Pathfinder Solidarity Bundle for Starfinder. This is our biggie for the week, it looks like. It's the full library of everything that's been made for Pathfinder so far. $45. It goes to support the Trevor Project. So it's every solitary product that Paizo has made for Starfinder since it came out for $45 goes to support the Trevor Project. Yes. But for some reason they didn't include a link. We have Fellowship. That's still available. $10 direct relief. This is the one player acts as an overlord bent on world destruction, while the other players are a collection of heroes undertaking journeys to try and stop him. And it's using the Apocalypse engine, but it's not Dungeon World. It's a brand new fantasy game called Fellowship, about you doing normal D&D type stuff against the DM. We have a Battletech novel bundle from Catalyst Games. This appears to be pretty much every Battletech novel ever released. It's $18. It goes to support food banks across the country. So yeah, if you're looking for some light reading set in the Battletech universe, here's a whole bunch of digital books. But before you open any of these digital books, do your work, coffee. Checking for viruses and fun things like that, because those things exist. So nothing really stands out. The Starfinder bundle sort of stands out. The Traveler bundle kind of stands out. The Requiem's Kingdoms bundle for Iron Kingdoms. That sounds good. Always looking for some Iron Kingdom stuff. But nothing is exceptional this week. But don't listen to me, because we just met in a tavern. You all meet in a tavern. If any of these stand out to you, Spider-Punk, yes, I'm going to copy that one now. These are all available on Drive-Thru RPG, GM's Guild, or Humbel Bundle. And remember to tell them I sent you. And if you're feeling generous, maybe subscribe to my channel if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet. And check out my merch. Currently over at the Big Geek Emporium, but soon to be on my Patreon. It's the best way to support me. If enough of you support me, I can go out and buy a new brain and replace this one and maybe actually be able to form a complete sentence without sounding like an idiot. Oh, who am I fooling? I sound like an idiot no matter what. Blah, 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 blah. I'm the OG GM. Have a great day. We'll be back later on with our normal controversial, trouble-causing news, but I always like to start the week with the sales and the bundles because I think it's sort of like an what is it called? The thing you eat before you eat a meal. It's like an appetizer. Like, let's just have this appetizer of just looking at new product that might be available in bundles and sales and see if there's any PDFs I want out there that are really, really worth my time and effort before we dive into the deep, dark, murky swamp that is our hobby. So that's why I always start the week with these. This is like a little breath of fresh air. Like, oh, look, these guys are giving away 20 games. That's nice of them. Oh, look, these guys are supporting a really important charity. That's nice of them. Oh, okay, just a nice little, relaxing dip before we dive into the deep end. Till next time, I'm the father of Spider-Punk, the OG GM. I will talk to you later. See ya.